Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber. It looks like there is some drama in the land of Pokemon. So we are, I believe, like a couple, if not like a few days, removed from the announcement that yes, Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Leaf Green are both coming to the Nintendo Switch Online. I believe they're up right now for pre-order. You can purchase it for $20 is the price point. They come out the 27th, which is this Friday, which, by the way, Pokemon is doing their big direct live 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yes, I will be streaming it, my reaction to the whole thing. Usually I don't do that, but I have the day off. Might as well wake up early, do a reaction, get some early breakfast, be chill with y'all. So that should be up on the channel right now. So if you want to press the notification on that scheduled live stream, you can, so you don't miss it the moment I go live this Friday morning, the 27th. But anyways, they announced that Fire Red and Leaf Green, and I'm pretty sure this announcement, at least this is what it feels like for me. It feels like this announcement was supposed to be announced that Friday, and because of leaks, I feel like Pokemon had no other choice but to release the news that, yeah, these games are coming to the Nintendo Switch Online. Now, I don't necessarily know whether it would have benefited them to pull a Dragon Ball and just wait until their event to drop this news, or if dropping it sooner rather than later is the right thing, because now, like, you know what I mean? Right now, we're in a weird spot online where everybody's reaction to it is divided. You got some people that are really, really excited about it because obviously they get to replay a game that they truly love. And then you got a lot of people that are not excited about it because of the price point and the fact that this is such an older game that we're getting for the price that it is. And honestly, I don't want to choose sides because nowadays, in this day and age that we live in, you have to pick a side. I'm kind of like torn because I understand both sides, and both sides have good points to make. I think ultimately it comes down to the reality that we live in, where is the Pokemon company has gotten, and Nintendo also, just in general, okay, have gotten so accustomed to their consumer base purchasing anything that they drop, to the point where they know they can drop anything, even if it's rushed, and they know that the product is not finished. They won't delay it because they know the moment that they drop it, people are going to buy it regardless. And I think that's the same situation here with Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, is that yes, they have the home capability, they have new another, I forget what the other feature is, but they've updated it slightly. My issue, where I stand with a lot of people that don't like it, is the price point. So $20 to me isn't that bad if you had included both. If you include Fire Red and Leaf Green both in a $20 bundle, but that's not what they're doing, right? So if you want to get the exclusive Fire Red Pokemon, you're paying $20. And if you want to go back and get the exclusive Leaf Green Pokemon, you're paying another $20. And that, to me, that's where I 100% am not quite understanding why they're so money driven, in that sense that they're doing this all the time. I mean, look at Capcom, okay? The only reason why I'm not necessarily hooting and hollering about this Fire Red Leaf Green announcement is we've got examples, man. Look at Capcom and the way that they've been handling Mega Man prior to their announcement of the new Mega Man game, the Legacy Collections. They've been dropping these collections $20, $40, and it's justified. Why? Because they have so many different games. The Battle Network collection, when it came out, I believe it was like 40 something dollars. I could be wrong, but totally justified price wise, because I mean, it went up in price because of the demand of it. But I mean, I definitely 100% felt like it was fully justified, and I felt like the purchase I made was the correct one because of how many games were included in that collection, and the fact that you can now have that. You don't have to worry about purchasing any 3DS or Game Boy games that would cost you 3 times, if not 4 times the price point. It's as simple as that. Just, again, look at their Legacy Collections, well priced out right now on Steam. shoot, you can get like their whole collection for less than the price of one of these Fire Red and Leaf Green games. So it's just sort of a little and the fact that the price point I was even telling you guys was from a physical, like you get that box. With this, with this Pokemon game, it's just online. You're not getting a physical thing unless you want to go and get a Japan dealer and go on to the Japanese website and try to beat everybody else and get that exclusive physical companion. That's not really, you're not going to get a physical game regardless. It's just sort of like accessories at that point. Then you could do that to make yourself feel better, but at that point you're looking at $100-$200. You know what I mean? So like if they would have released like a bundle, like a collector thing, like the Mega Man Legacy Collection, where you have first generation, second generation bundled together, don't buy it separate anymore. I don't like. Here's my issue with Pokemon. I understand nowadays with the newer games, they're separate. You get the one and then the other, and you get the exclusive Pokemon for each, whatever. But if you're gonna repackage these games and bring them back, I don't understand why you put them separate. In my wholehearted opinion, that $20 price point again would have felt more justified if it was both games together. Now, am I going to purchase it? That is a question I've been going back and forth about, because I never finished Pokemon Yellow, and I love the original Kanto game, and I played it a little bit later when obviously when Pokemon Yellow was released, and I do kind of want to play Fire Red and Leaf Green. I do kind of want to do that, but I don't know. I'm torn because the $20 price point, yes, but then at the same time, I don't know whether me waiting until I finally have the funds to just say screw it and buy the original just the vintage original games of Fire Red and Leaf Green, because I mean those are crazy expensive. But I could, like I said, I could drop money and do that if I really wanted to and be broke for a bit. But I haven't really pulled the trigger on that and done that because, I just haven't felt the need to. Now, this $20 price point does help that out a little bit, because that means that for $20, I can just play the game if I really want to play it. But for the vintage collector inside of me, I just want to own Fire Red and Leaf Green. I just do. I just want to own it. I have Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I don't have the boxes. I just want the cartridges. I'll get the boxes. If I have to get them separate, I will. I'm still looking for a Heart Gold, Soul Silver box. Just the boxes where I can put the games in. If anybody knows somebody, hit your boy up, all right? But anyways, that's beside the point. That is one thing that I have I have this fixation, and this is just me being a vintage gaming collector. At that point, is just a fixation to like own old vintage games. I just love it. That's just me. But then comes another argument, whereas like let's say you don't want to buy the original games, you don't want to get a Game Boy Advance to play Fire Red and Leaf Green. A lot of people are saying just emulate it. Now, here's my other thing. Not everybody has a PC build. Not everybody is going to be able to know how to emulate it. There's going to be a lot of people that might literally be just casual gamers that when they see this game on the Nintendo Online Store, they're just going to buy it for the simple fact of like, damn, nostalgia. Yeah, $20? Sure. They're not really thinking about it in that sense, even though, yes, emulation does exist. Yes, if you wanted to, like back in the day, I played a little bit of Pokemon Yellow on my phone when I was a lot younger. Yeah, that is a thing. You got to find the right emulation. You got to know what you're doing. But I mean, it's possible. It's not impossible. And it's free. And I understand that. But not everybody has like for me, for example. I would emulate these games, and I would have already been streaming them if I wanted to. There's no question about that. There's no like doubt in my mind I could do that. The problem with emulation for me right now, just me. This is just me, okay? Don't start talking about everybody else, because you sometimes you got to remember every individual lives in a bubble. I right now, if I'm being transparent and honest, I don't have a full PC build. I just literally have my small PC, which is a gaming laptop specified for gaming, so that I can run stuff and do these edits, and my laptop won't just fully explode. But I do plan on having a PC build, and when I do, I feel a lot more comfortable emulating games. So the timing of the release of Fire Red and Leaf Green for me personally right now is kind of crazy perfect timing, because I'm like in between going into that deep dive and building a PC and spending $1,000 on parts and all this good stuff, which is also another thing you're asking people to do if they want to emulate something and have their shit run properly and not explode and not huff and puff like a freaking airplane. It's just, for a lot of people, it's more easier to just go on Nintendo Online, see that price point, and see how games are nowadays. They're like $70, $80 anyways. So for them, that's a crazy deal. They're not thinking about the ins and outs of those things. So that's why on one part I understand where you can't really just be mad at people forever for wanting to buy something, even though you know like the functions of the corporate side and the way that you know what I mean, the money issue is, because yeah, there are, like I said at the top of this, plenty of examples of game collections that have dropped that are just way more reasonably priced than what Nintendo and Pokemon are doing with Fire Red and Leaf Green. 110%. But at the same time, if I look at it and I just completely feel guilty on purchasing this game because so many people are upset at like that price point, I don't think that should be a thing. I think if we're able to purchase the game, just let motherfuckers play the game. It is what it is. Like, this should have been included also in their like collection for old vintage games, but obviously they understand the value of these bigger games, so you don't have bigger titles in those Nintendo Online accessibilities. But then Ocarina of Time, you can play it for like $40 a month, which, by the way, like, I haven't even done that with the Nintendo Online to play those vintage games, because $40 a month, you're looking at, like, if I don't even think about it, in a year, you're looking like twice as much as like if I just literally what I just did, which buy the collection that has the first Zelda games, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. By the way, stay tuned for those Zelda gameplay video series. That's coming up. Subscribe to see those. But yeah, what I did there, that was like $90. So $90 is like 3 months of that game. That if you're just a casual player, you know, in that sense, sometimes you just gotta weigh out the prices of everything and understand what you're paying for and understand what's more valuable for you as a individual in your bubble, what makes sense. And I just see this, and I am disappointed in Pokemon for doing what they did, because like I said, I personally would have put both of them together. There's no point in doing this whole exclusivity thing anymore. Okay, they're old games, bro. Just drop them. Just drop them at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of stupid. It's kind of asinine, and it's just, I'm not gonna sit here and it be like, well, you should buy this game. Stop complaining. No, I understand how dumb this is. It is dumb. Considering, like I said, dude, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Newer Pokemon games, yes, split them in two. Older Pokemon games, why the hell are you paying for two separate games? Just put them together, the same game anyways. The only thing that changes is the Pokemon that you get, all right? And if that, they should have just put a bundle where you just include all of them in one. Maybe like I was literally talking about this with my wife in the morning. Like, they should have literally, instead of Fire Red and Leaf Green, if they were going to do this price point, you know what I mean? And been like an in-between, maybe like a $25 price point instead. And instead, you get a full, includes all of the Pokemon, and you get like a Pokemon, because it's Fire Red, Leaf Green, but you get a Pokemon Gem Blue or something like that, or a Pokemon Golden Yellow, Aura Yellow, or something like that, where it's literally just like the repackaged game, but it's a collection. And it would make way more sense than separating them, and now you're paying $40 for the same game. It just, that's kind of dumb. So yeah, but am I considering buying it? I'm torn, because yes, I kind of really do want to play this game. I do have Heart Gold, Soul Silver right now. I'm actually doing a personal playthrough of Heart, or no, not Heart Gold, but Soul Silver. And I kind of want to do that, but I'm trying to figure out how to, get my 3DS and stream it on here without emulation. If that's a thing, if I can, but by the way, leave in the comment section down below what's the best way to do that, to connect my 3DS to OBS so that I can just stream it. Let me know, because I would love to do a Heart Gold Soul Silver stream of Pokemon, like maybe a Nuzlocke or something like that. Maybe a video series, not a stream. Maybe I stream it and then do a video series on. I don't know. There's possibilities there, but I just don't have the adapter and all that. But let me know what's the best one. Let you hook your boy up. But anyways, yeah, there was controversy. I wanted to talk about it because, well, I'm in this space now, and I make content on Pokemon and Nintendo stuff, and I just felt like might as well put my 2 cents in. I know some people might care about it and some people might not. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. If you reached the video this far, be sure to like, subscribe. I always say this every single time. I will never not say it. At first, I used to beat myself up, be like, I don't want to be one of them YouTubers that just always be asking for likes and always be asking for subscriptions. But I'm noticing sometimes you just have to do it, because sometimes people won't do it regardless, won't do it for you regardless, and you just gotta always have a reminder. But anyways, like I said, those are my 2 cents on the Fire Red, Leaf Green releases. I will catch you guys on Friday for the stream where I react to everything that they drop. I'm thinking Gen 10 is getting announced there, so that's why I also kind of want to stream it. So get it. I'm excited for that. Hopefully, crossing my fingers that gets announced. I want like a good, solid generation of Pokemon that I can jump back on, because I kind of missed Gen 9, and I might play it offline. I don't know. But anyways, go to that. That should be on the channel right now. If not, I will catch you guys tomorrow for my next video on this 90-day period. Later.